You may have gotten so far, but you feel like, am I deserving of this? Am I supposed to be here? Hello, it's Laifa. How are you? Welcome to La La Land. And I think I'm gonna talk a little bit about imposter syndrome. This may be a recurring theme for a while because I always question, should we just look up what imposter syndrome is, right? Let's do that first. Imposter syndrome, according to Google. So it's a noun, the persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skill. It's like a belief in oneself, right? According to this. So you may have gotten so far, but you feel like, am I deserving of this? Am I supposed to be here? I have like right now, I feel like I'm coming out of it, but I'm not gonna lie, I have huge bouts of it. It comes and goes in waves, which is a problem because when it does come back to the video where I spoke about learning and learning styles and taking on information and learning on the job, I'm not sure if I've posted that already or not. When you are feeling, especially in my case, like a bout of imposter syndrome and anxiety, it blocks any information from coming in. There's no way you are able to learn because you just have this block. And I think it's really easy to be like, oh well, just stop it. I don't think it's that easy. I think there are measures that need to be taken. Like you need to take a step back, you need to breathe, you may need to talk to somebody about it, you may need to cry it out, you may need to go for a walk, you may need to exercise. These are like active measures. Have a long bath. I think about all the things that comfort me in order to try and come out of that bout of imposter syndrome. But also when I am in the bout of imposter syndrome, my thought is not really thinking that I'm having imposter syndrome. It's like, how do I know the difference between if it's imposter syndrome or if I'm actually shit at my job? Because how do you know? I know it seems really silly, but it's like, how do you know? In my case, I feel a need for external validation. I feel like I'm not necessarily getting that. And then I need to kick in the ability to brag about my achievements and brag about the things that I've done for myself, things that I've done within my company, the things that I've done, whatever it is. I need to be able to toot my own horn. And what that means is having your own personal record of the things that you've achieved that you feel that have made a difference to you, or most importantly to the business, that had you had not done it, it wouldn't have been successful, or maybe things may not have run as efficiently, or whatever the case may be. But I think it's important to note things down, have it documented, right? And I like to use this term that Toya Talks speaks about. Toya Talks podcast, I cannot rave about her content enough. There's so much gems. I have felt like, what value am I bringing? Because I haven't understood my value. And I'm now at a point, especially as things have progressed and things have become more clear to me, I am understanding my value. I am understanding what I bring to the table. And I think there has to be, on my part, an ability to make it clear what value I'm bringing so that somebody else who has to deal with me can understand. People cannot talk to you anyhow, basically. And I'm not saying that that's what I've experienced, but I think when you don't know what value you're bringing, people can talk to you anyhow. And I remember prior to being where I am now, I remember, setting up my CV and people often saying, write down your transferable skills. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I know what it means. Something that you did in A company, how does that transfer to work in B company? I understand what it means, but I was just like, there are so many things that I've done that I couldn't unpack and pick how it works or would work in the current field that I'm in. I couldn't unpack that. And although I tried my best to formulate a CV that was, that would get me into rooms and get me interviews and, get people talking to me, a lot of the time, maybe I was blagging it. There are certain times where you could fake it until you make it. Maybe I was blagging it. Maybe there was a little bit of assurance in me. Maybe there was a lot of naivety in me. Maybe that was needed in order to get me to where I am now, because if I had known then what I know now, I don't know if I would have made certain steps to be where I am now, if that makes sense. So I think having been in the role where I am now for almost a year, I've been able to observe and learn and see how things move, see the mechanisms of the industry, of the company, of the business. And I'm like, with my observations and with the skills that I am so assured of, I'm like, oh, this is what is needed, and this is what I can do, and this is how I can maybe get it done. I'm having that realization now, but initially, even though I had it on pen and paper, maybe on my CV, I'm like, I don't know how that manifests. I don't know what that actually looks like. It looks good on paper, but now that I'm able to observe, I'm like, oh, okay, I see, I get it. I think imposter syndrome is really dangerous. I'm not sure it's talked about enough in the field or the industry I'm in. Maybe it's talked about behind closed doors, because you can't come across like you don't know what you're doing, or you're scared, or you're shy, or whatever it is. You can't come across like that. You've got to be very assured of yourself, right? And especially, I don't know if it's more common because I am a woman. Maybe it's more common because I am a Black woman. Like there are so many variables, my favorite word. Or it could just be a character trait. It could be a thing that maybe I need to overcome. But I've never felt this way in other spaces. But then in other spaces, I've had more experience. I've been more assured. And also things were just more straightforward. Not that things aren't straightforward here, but they were basic. I don't know how to say that in a polite way, but they were just easier for me to understand. What I'm currently doing at work right now is so much fun. It's so busy. There are like several moving plates, and I have to hold the fort. Like, more than hold the fort, I have to make sure that my plate continues to spin. Otherwise, it slows down the process, and I'm seeing it move right in front of me. It's really interesting. I thought that I would be more excited than I am. I'm not that I'm not excited. I think there's just a bit of fear, and I want to be sure of the moves and the steps that I take that. And I think that fear will fade away over time. Again, because I'm not getting that external validation, which I see, right? I'm having to tell myself. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Until the next one, bye.